Hello friends, welcome back to the channel and to another day of Frantastic Vlogmas. If you're new here, my name is Fran. On this channel, we love to talk about Disney pins and Disney things. Today, we are continuing my Pin Tours series. This is installment number 3. We're gonna go through another one of my pin books to show you more of my collection. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright friends, today's collections are very exciting. We've got 2 pin books to go through and they are both in these beautiful Crack and Trade grape soda colored pin books, one of my favorite colors that Crack and Trade has come out with. This first book is going to be a mixture of some of my favorite classic princesses. As you can see here, Aladdin, the movie, is at the front of the book, mainly because I was surprised at how many Aladdin pins I had. Let's go ahead and dive into these pins. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a close-up of all the pins and then highlight my favorites, which is what I did with our last episode. I think it's just helpful and it moves the video right along. As always, if I don't mention a particular pin and you have a question about it and you're curious where it came from, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments below. Always happy to provide info where I can. So on this page, these are basically all of my favorite Aladdin pins right now, so it's kind of hard to choose a favorite, but I definitely am happy about getting the DSSH wedding series of Aladdin and Jasmine. I don't see a lot of pins with them in these outfits, especially with Jasmine, and I really do love that there's like a lot of purple in it. I love that it's pin on pin, and I do love that they do have this like glittery background. So that's the first page. Here we've got some more pins. A lot of these open editions, hidden Mickeys, blind boxes, scrappers from my beginner days of pin trading, but I do keep them still just as great keepsakes and memories, of course. And I think the heavy hitter on this page is probably this Disney Employee Center Jasmine ornament. This is just such a beautiful pin. It is pin on pin. Jasmine's the top pin, and then there is this little like loop here for you to actually make pin an ornament if you wanted to. I don't think I'm gonna do that, but yeah, that is one of my favorite pins on this page. And then my other favorite is this Raja pin. I also had the Aristocats version of this pin as well. It was a blind box from the Fairy Tales pin trading event. Now we are moving on to my Pocahontas collection, and this is kind of like fantasy pins galore. I'll go ahead and give you a close-up of all of the pins first so you can see what I have. I've really trimmed down this Pocahontas collection. I didn't really like how all the pins looked together, and so I just kept pins that felt important to me and pins that I could maybe put together to look nice. These 4 pins here are all fantasy pins, and I have to say that they are all my favorite. Yeah, they're so beautiful. This pin is a great fantasy pin profile. This is from Pins and Things. I love how the, the leaves are in her hair, and that Miko's in it too, giving us a nice little profile. But as far as like unique art styles go, this is the one. This is my most favorite Pocahontas pin right now. And then behind Pocahontas, I did decide to keep a few Mulan pins. I downsized like my entire Mulan collection and just save these last few. I love this little brother pin. And then this pin right here is a fantasy pin from Disney Chris. And this is my favorite Mulan pin right now. It's a fantasy pin. The very last collection that I have to show for you in this book is not so much a princess, but a diva. And it is my Tinkerbell pins. And Tinkerbell was my very first diva that I decided to collect. So her collection, this collection has gone through many iterations, but this front here are some of my favorite Tinkerbell pins. This one is currently my favorite, and mostly because it's like a moon, and I love that. All of these here are some of my favorites. On the back of this page, we do have the rest of my Tinkerbell collection. So let's get a close-up of these pins here. Really do have a whole hodgepodge of Tinkerbell Pins. And one of my most recent favorites in my Tinkerbell collection is this. And I believe this is a Disney Auctions one. And it's just so unique. Like, she's sleeping, and I love how it has like her little slippers by her bed. It's just so cute and creative, and I've never seen a pin like that before. This pin here is also a recent purchase from Disney Chris. So this is a fantasy pin, and it just has like so much attitude, and I love that. So that is this princess / diva book, and now we're gonna go over to book 2 for today, and boom, here it is. This is my Princess and the Frog and Moana book, and as you can see, we've got Princess and the Frog at the front of the book. So let's go ahead and open this. Obviously at the front of the book I have all my favorite Tiana pins so far. Love this one's little slider. Very exciting. And then we've got this just a little grail in the middle, no big deal. I do not have the movie marquee yet for Princess and the Frog, so this grail is gonna take its place for now. And also love this little slider as well, but I do love baby Tiana, so I did leave it up. On the back side of that page, we do have more Princess and the Frog. I do have the complete set of the character connections, complete with chasers. I believe this was one chase, and was this Naveen was one chase? The 2 chasers, so that's amazing. Got Hidden Mickey, got a fantasy pin here, a cast member limited edition grail, another fantasy pin. There's a lot of fantasy pins on this page actually, now that I'm looking at it. This pin here with Tiana's dad is one of my most recent favorites, just because we don't see a lot of her dad in the pins. And then I do have one more Princess and the Frog page, and that is down here. And this page is still in progress. It's just kind of the pins I couldn't put on the other page, but also continued collecting. I do have a lot of Tiana and Lottie on this page. Well, not a lot, but most of my Lottie pins are on this page. Trying to figure out kind of what I want to do with that. I would love to see more Tiana and Lottie pins. I did get the Lottie Cutie from DSSH, so that's really exciting. Would really love to get the other characters in their DSSH Cutie form, but that is also another reach of a project. So on this page, my favorite pin is actually this Disney Chris fantasy pin, just because of the crossover between Facilier and Tiana. I just love the art, the screen printing, and just the colors of her dress, how they Facilier's colors and put it in Tiana's dress design. And then now when we flip the page, oh, there are still more pins of Lottie and Tiana. I really love this. I think it's so funny that Lottie doesn't have a nose in this pin. Okay, so now for real, moving on to the Moana collection. Here is the first page I have for my Moana pins. We'll go into some close-ups, and then again I'll show you my favorites on the page. I'm sure you can already guess which pin is my favorite, and if you don't know, don't worry, I will definitely tell you which one is my favorite. And of course, it is the Moana Profile. This is my very first profile, and I'm so excited to have it. I just really love that movie and just have such a special attachment to her relationship with her grandma. And then here on this last page, I do have the Moana marquee. I don't know why I didn't put it in the front with the profile. It's here, and I do have a couple more Moana pins that I need to add. Once I get those in the mail, we will spend some time reorganizing that. And then that is gonna wrap up our pin tours episode for today. Let me know in a comment down below what your favorite collection was today, and if you had a standout pin. As always, please remember to give this video a like, and I will see you tomorrow on another day of Vlogmas. Until then, have a fantastic day.